Hi everyone, welcome to LeetCode Solution series based on JavaScript. In today's video, we will be seeing the serial number 1 problem that's available in LeetCode, which is the two-sum problem. LeetCode is an online platform where we can enhance our skills and prepare for technical interviews. Most of the product-based companies prefer to evaluate the candidate's skills using the LeetCode problems. So let's see what is the problem of the two-sum and how we will be approaching this particular question. So let's see the problem statement. This particular question is an easy level of question. The problem statement is, we have an array of integers nums and we have another integer target. And finally, we have to return the indices of two numbers from the array integers that will be adding up to the target value. And there are some conditions provided over here. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and the same element will not be repeated. Okay, that will not be repeated. And we can actually return the indices order, or the order doesn't matter over here, we can return in any order. So they have provided an example. The example is we have an input nums which is having in values 2, 7, 11 and 15, and the target integer is given as 9. So we know that 2 plus 7 is 9, and we have to, the output would be the index of 2 and 7, that is 0 and 1 in this particular case. Okay, so that's it. And let's see another example 2, where the nums array is 3 to 4 and the target is 6. So 6 will be added by 2 plus 4. So the index of 2, that is 1, and the index of 4, that is 2. So that is the expected output. Okay. So now there are some constraints given, that is the nums dot length has to be between 2 and 10 to the power of 4. Now the value of nums of I index will be minus 10 to the power of 9 to 10 to the power of 9, and the target value can be anywhere between minus 10 to the power of 9 and 10 to the power of 9, and they are saying that only one valid answer exists. Okay, so let's see what would be our approach to solve this particular question. Okay. So I have this particular input that's provided in the example 1 that I am taking. Okay, we have an input nums array that's values are 2, 7, 11 and 15, and the target is 9. So what are the steps that will be following? So we will be actually iterating through each array, and if target minus array item, okay, if it is exists in that particular array, then we will be storing that respective the respective index, and we will be proceeding till we get the second number. Okay, so let's see how we will actually work out. Okay, so we have this two-sum function which is accepting two arguments, nums and target. So nums will be the integer array and target will be 9, and finally we are trying to print that particular output of that particular function. Okay, so for that, first I am trying to create a result array which is initialized as an empty array, and then we will be actually iterating through the integer array. Let I equal to 0, I less than nums dot length, and I plus plus. Okay, so here we are actually trying to iterate through the integer array. Okay, so first step is if, okay, if result contains, okay, result contains target minus nums of I. Okay, in this particular case nums I value is 0, that is 2. So target minus 2, that is 9 minus 2 is 7. If the result contains that particular value or not, I am checking that. Okay, so in this particular case it will not be there, right? So in the else part, it will go into the else part, and then what I will do, I will be actually storing the value as an index. Okay, value as an index, so nums of I, because finally we have to return the index only. So the value will be the index, and okay, so you got it right. So whatever value is there in the integer array, that will be stored as an index in the result array, because result of 2, okay, result of 2 means it will be stored in the second index, index 2, and the value will be 0. Finally we will be actually returning 0. For that purpose we are doing that. So if it is not equal to null, then what we will try to do, this is the result that we will be actually returning. Okay, this is the output that we will be actually returning. Okay, so yeah, we will actually deep dive more into this. Okay, once we are actually debugging, then that time we will be getting a more idea. So this is the output that we will be actually returning. Okay, so in the returning, what we will do, first we will actually take whatever is we have actually currently taken, result of target minus nums of I. So in this particular case, target minus nums of I. Okay, and then we will be actually taking I. Okay, so target minus nums of I, that is in this particular case it will be it will not go into this, and finally it will be like target minus nums of I will be result of 2. So result of 2 means it will be having this particular value, that is 0. Okay, I hope you got it. So let's see and debug this particular problem, and then we will be able to get a more so we can see here the output 0 and 1 is getting returned. Okay, so now we will actually debug the problem, how we are actually arriving at this particular solution. So here you can see result, it is an empty array. Okay, and finally first we have I equal to 0, I equal to 0 we are having. So nums of I, okay, nums of I is 2. So 9 minus 2 is 7. So result is having a null value. Okay, I can show you that. So result is currently empty. Okay, so now if I print, so if it is equal to null. Okay, so this is true. So it will be actually going into the else part. So if I go to the next step, it will go into this. So result of 2. Okay, in the second index, a value of 0 will be stored. So now if I hover over here, you can see result is an array with index 2 as 0. So the total length will be 3. Okay, in the initial 2 it will be empty, and if I can see here it will be a 0. Okay, because in the second index we are storing the value 0. Okay, now we will go to I as 1. Okay, I is incremented to 1. So now if I go here, okay, result of 9 minus 7. Okay, target minus it is 7. So 9 minus 7 is 2. Result of 2. Okay, it is not equal to null. So it will go into this particular thing, right? Because result of 9 minus 7, that is 2. So that will be, you are already having that value, right? So that is 0. So that is the index. So then what will happen? So the output that we are actually returning will be 0, and I has already incremented to 1. So this is the output that we will be actually returning. Okay, so now you can see it actually returns that output. Okay, so now we are actually printing that, and you can see the output 0 on is getting printed. Okay, so this is the way actually we are going to approach this particular so this is the solution that we are trying to submit in the LeetCode. Okay, so before that, so what will happen if I am actually, this is 0 1, so it will not be able to identify much difference. So if I am actually pushing 7 to here. Okay, so now 7 is in the third index. Okay, 0 1 2 3, and the answer that we need to print is 0 and 3. Okay, so let's see if we are able to print that. Yes, 0 and 3. So this solution is working over here, and for our purpose we will be actually taking the second example as well, nums 3 to 4 and target 6. So the expected output is 1 and 2. Okay, so so here the expected output is 1 and 2. So let's see if you are able to get that. Yeah, okay, it's 0 and 2. 1 minute. 3 to 4. Okay, it should be I. Yeah, that's what we have to test all the scenarios, because we directly taken it as 0, right? So now it should be actually I. Okay, so now let's see. Yeah, we are getting 1 and 2. Yeah, so you got the problem, right? So we were actually hard coding it as 0, but it is not that case, because in this particular case the first value, that is 2, is in the first index. So ideally initially we have to put it as I, it should be I instead of 0. Okay, that was by mistake we have put 0. So we will try to provide this answer to LeetCode and see if you are able to get the accepted. Okay, so we are trying to give this. Now if I try to run this, yeah, it's accepted, and if I am going to submit that, and let's see if it is getting submitted or not. Yeah, it is accepted. Yeah, it took 67 millisecond. Why it took 67 millisecond? Yeah, it took 67 millisecond to complete that. Okay, yeah, it's fine, it's accepted anyway. Yeah, it took little bit time. Yeah, you can actually try to reduce the sum time actually. So this is the way we have to approach. So I'll just brief out what we have actually tried to do. So what we are actually having an empty array. In that, first we are checking whether target minus this 2, initially we had 2, right? So whether that particular value is present in the result. Anyway, it will be initially null. So what we will do, we will actually store that over here. So we will do that till we are actually arriving that particular solution. Okay, so whenever it is equal to whenever it is not equal to null, then during that time we will take that particular value which is which we store in the result and the index during that particular period of time, and that will be returned as the output. Okay, so I hope you got an idea about how it works. So that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching.